Okay, hi, my name is AJ Nelson from GiveAmericaAChance.com, and this is going to be my first video blog / review. We're going to be talking about the Yoder smoker. We just picked one up yesterday, and I cannot wait to get started on playing with it and checking it out. But I wanted to take my time getting started because I wanted to introduce everything about it, do some measurements, take a good look at it, all the pieces, before I kick it off and start it. This is a true 100% made in USA pellet grill smoker. And so we're going to talk about some of the features it has, some of the options, how it's built, how it's made. So let's kick off with the first main, most important part. Open up the heavy top. This is thick gauge steel. I don't know exactly what it's made out of. I didn't do all my homework looking at each individual aspect. What I do know is that it's completely made USA. Most important feature for me. So looking at it from the inside, there's a removable upper grate. This is a large removable grate. And we'll go ahead and get a good measurement off of it real quick. Pulling off, it is 28 inches wide and 15 and a half inches wide, or deep. This removable grate would be awesome for things like making hot dogs or hamburgers, and as certain hamburgers or hot dogs finish them up, move them to the top grill, let them get a little bit less indirect heat, and hopefully cook them a little bit slower. Moving through some more parts, we've got a front shelf. This is nice. This shelf feels strong. It feels like it would probably hold me. I'm not going to test it out. It's my brand new toy, but I'm not going to try it out, but we'll get a quick measurement off of that. It is 31 inches wide, and from the grill to the back it's about 12 3/4 inches deep. It's removable as well. I don't know the exact weight of it, but it's hefty, and you can tell this is some thick steel. It's got a side grate. Pull that off as well. Get a width for you. Looks like it's about 18 inches wide, 15 inches deep. Again, this is some pretty strong steel. Going to the interior, it's got 4 removable grates. Each one of these are quite strong. The width of the internal cooking area, 32 inches wide, 20 inches deep. We'll take each of these off individually. And then just to give you a quick view on how thick this steel is and how strong these appear to be, I'll pull it up close to the camera real fast. Once you get down to the inside, you got the heat displacement plate. Again, very thick, very strong. This, I've had other pellet grills, and I've had them warp in the past. So when you try to put it back in there, they wobble back and forth. They never fit right again after the first or second cooking. I don't picture this warping. I don't know what could warp it, but it's very thick. It's reinforced along the side, and it covers the entire length of the grill. So I'll give you a quick view of the width of this as well. Alright, come on and take a look at this real fast. We're going to come in, we're going to take a look at the inside. Pellets get fed through here, drop down into the bin. Fan, heating element, keeps it all nice and warm. This is a buffer plate of some kind, adjustable from the outside. Pull it in and out depending on how much heat you want to use across your disbursement plate. I am guessing you can save pellets, make your grill a whole lot hotter by moving it forward. Maximize the full use of the grill, the full heat, keep it across the top. Over here in the corner, this is your temperature probe. Real nice chimney stack, very thick. No bells and whistles. No cap, no cover. Apparently they were having lots of issues. People were saying that the pellets were smoking too much, whatever might have been it. So they removed the cap to stop rainfall from getting in there, but you should keep it covered anyway. I'll talk about that in a different video. But they wanted to make sure the maximum amount of air was circulating through here, so just completely removed the cap. If you look real close, you can see how beefy this door is. Very strong. Excellent hinges. This large back bar is just a counterweight for the door. The door is quite heavy. You don't want it plopping down on you while you're cooking, so they put a counterweight on the back of it. One of the really nice things, you know you're working with something nice and beefy when they have to put a counterweight on the back. Taking a look over here. This is where your pellets go. Very simple controls. You've got increase, decrease, start, and prime. Prime is always a nice option so that you can get there, you turn it on, it'll crank that auger as fast as it'll go to fill it up with pellets. That way if you run out of pellets mid-cooking, you don't have to wait for it to slowly turn to fill the pellets back up and get your grill back up to temperature. Happens to me all the time. Increase temperature, decrease temperature. It will go from 150 degrees all the way up to 600 degrees is what they say. I have not tested that yet, but I'm sure I will soon. In the box, got an instruction manual. We've got a cord, a spare replacement fuse, and the Yoder smoker bucket for collecting grease. I'll have to figure out where this bad boy goes here pretty soon. Here, this is really a nice feature. The grease catcher goes tucked up underneath the grill. That's really nice in case you've got rain or other issues coming down. Your bucket doesn't fill up with water. You can just collect the grease from your foods. While we're down here, we'll take a look. Legs, very strong. Locking caster wheels in the front that turn, and large rubber wheels in the back. We transported this to the backyard over a bunch of rocks and gravel, and not the funnest area to carry a grill, especially a grill that weighs a couple hundred pounds at least, and it rolled just fine. So let's get some pellets, load it up, and turn it on. Okay, so we're just about ready to get it fired up. I plugged it in. I haven't put the pellets in yet. The heat displacement shield I did cover in aluminum foil. I use Reynolds wrap. It is 100% made USA. I love that label. I just do this because it keeps it a lot cleaner. I probably end up changing the Reynolds wrap about every 2 weeks or a month, depending on when I get the time and the chance. And when it's not hot, we cook a lot. At least on our old Traeger, we cooked a lot. I'm assuming it'll be the same way with this, so when it's not cooking, we'll try to replace the Reynolds wrap. So let's get this back on. Oh! First thing. Down here in this bin, they recommend that you put a handful of pellets in here just to get it kick-started. By the way, very, very strong. So before I kick it on, I'm going to take a handful of pellets, pop it in there, and we'll move ahead with the installation. Got everything on. Dump in our pellets. This hopper, they say, will hold 20 pounds of pellets. I don't know how much is left in this bag. It's a 33-pound bag, but partially used up. So, we fed the machine. We've got it plugged in. We're going to go ahead and kick it on. I'm going to show you a quick feature real fast. Kick it on, set your temperature, hit start. It's currently set at 350 degrees. One thing that's very nice is when you turn it off, you'll notice if you can hear the fan still running. That's making sure that any dust and debris that's still in the hopper is getting blown out. The control panel, every aspect of it, made in USA. So we'll turn it back on. Set our temperature. 350 we'll start with. And we'll hit start. So now we're looking at the control panel. We have just turned it on. You can see there's 3 little lines that are moving from bottom to top. Of course, I did not read the instruction manual. I am guessing that that is telling me it is still at the cooking level. I'll bet that when it hits 350 degrees, it'll level out. Good to know. Okay, so we bumped the temperature up to about 350 degrees. According to the thermostat, it is at 350 degrees. Unfortunately, I cannot find my little thermometer that goes inside here to double check it, the oven thermometer. So I'll have to get that update in the update section a little bit later on to verify whether the temperature is accurate or not. But it's looking good, smells delicious. In case you're wondering, I am using Traeger pellets. Traeger, although the grill is a sellout to China, the pellets themselves, made in the USA for superior quality. Traeger fully understands that superior quality comes from USA. They put it on their bag. Mommy. They just don't put it in the grill. Okay, so we just got done doing the biscuit test. We're going to take them off the grill, look at them, and see how well they look. The grill is still running, it's still hot. Now, the best way to do the biscuit test is to use straight foil on the grill. It usually ends up with the bottoms being burnt and the tops being undercooked. That's just because normally you put them on a cookie sheet. But I wanted to do this to find out if there were any hot spots. So we're going to check each location on the grill and see if any of these biscuits are more heavily burnt than another one on its placement on the grill. So we'll start here in the front. Looks alright. Front middle. Looks about the same. Front left, closest to the burner. That one looks like it's a little bit more of a hot spot. We'll move to the back two, or middle two. About the same. That looks like a soft spot. All the way in the back. Again, back corner looks a little more hot. Definitely hot. Back middle, a little more hot. And then at the back left, we're looking a little bit less. So we'll turn these over. Correspond directly to where they were on the grill. And I'm going to guess that this portion up here and the back right are showing a little bit more heat. The coolest spot's going to be the front left, which is actually close to the probe. So when I get that thermometer and I do a test throughout the grill, I'll be able to find out that that probe is getting a little bit cooler than it should be, or if the rest of the grill is accurate. Till then, heat up. So I'm getting ready to take off the first of our dinner. Just doing steaks, and our family's pretty simple. We just like basic salt and pepper on our steaks, and of course I got a little blackberry something or other up there cooking for dessert. That'll take a little bit longer, but first real meal cooked up on the Yoder. Okay, so there's two more things I want to show you real quick before I call it a night. It's gone dark here, but so far today we've cooked blackberry something or other steaks and biscuits, and so I decided to test one more thing, make up a loaf of bread real fast and bake a loaf of bread. It looks like it's just about done, and I think that looks fantastic. I'm gonna actually let it cook for another couple minutes, but before we call it a night, I want to point out that we've been running this thing for about 7 hours today, and I started off with about 3/4 of a hopper, so probably about 15 pounds. So I'll bring it over here, take a look inside. We've been running it all day today. We're just about out of pellets. You can see the last few crumbling in there, but this is about 7 hours worth. I've cranked it up to 600 degrees. I've had it at 350 for most of the time. So if you're going to smoke a turkey or a chicken or a brisket overnight, I have no doubt that running this thing at 150, 200 degrees all night long would treat you just fine. Other than that, have a good night. See you next time. What was I talking about?